Okay, starting off this assignment, we will be covering the CL1B industry standard vocal compressor. This is from Tube Tech. This is the CL1B opto compressor, and this is commonly used for instruments and vocals. Uh, this compressor gives you a very smooth feel. We're gonna get into a lot of examples using this compressor so that you will better understand what I'm talking about when I say smooth and airy or a warm feel to the compressor. But yes, this is what we will be covering, and this compressor is used on instruments and vocals. All right, to start off the breakdown of the controls for this compressor, we can start with the gain. The gain control is used before the rest of these controls, the ratio, threshold, the in and out, and the attack and release. The gain is used to make up for the gain loss and takes place while the um processor is compressing. And the ratio varies the ratio by which the input signal is compressed. When you're compressing, you have different ratios you can use when you're compressing, which will vary, which with how different the compressor sounds and how it compresses the vocals or the instrument that you're using it with. The threshold is the point where the compressor begins its action, and it is reduced by 1 dB. And you want to make sure that the threshold is not higher or lower than what you want to be, or else the vocals or the instrument is not going to sound how you want it to sound. Now this compressor has an in and out switch, and this in and out switch um it switches the compressor in and out of the signal path. The out position bypasses the entire compressor. It does have this switch. You can toggle between the in and out of the signal path. You can see what you want in regards of the settings and how you want your vocals or your instruments to sound. The attack chooses how fast and slow the compressor responds to an increase in the input signal. When you're using this attack, it it responds it makes the compressor respond with how fast or how slow it compresses the vocals or the instrument. And the release is sort of the same, but it responds to a decrease in the input signal. Um Another thing that this compressor has is the attack and release select. It has a switch that selects how the compressor reacts to an increase or decrease of the input signal. More sound or less sound. Um, More compressing, less compressing. There are three settings of this switch. It has a fixed, manual, and fixed slash manual. And this setting combines the release times of fixed and manual mode. The attack time is as in the fixed mode. Okay. Okay, here I have an example that will give you more depth to the controls of the compressor. And we're gonna get into these examples. This is a 2-to-1 ratio, a gain reduction of -2 to -5 dB, threshold 0 dB, as a medium slow attack to allow the transients through, and a medium slow release to avoid pumping effects as shifts dynamic shift from loud to soft to loud. And you can hear how airy and smooth the sound is. And we're gonna skip ahead. We're gonna go to the next example. This is the 10-to-1 ratio. Um, gain reduction -2 dB, threshold 0 dB, fast attack, as a fast release, and a warm audio.
Here's 10 to 1. 10 to 1 is a limiting ratio. You wouldn't use it on vocals. You use it for effect. And right now, with a 10 to 1 ratio, still with the same threshold setting, I'm getting approximately 2 dB of gain reduction. So I'm going to raise the gain reduction by 2. 1, 2 little baby clicks. This is what it sounds like now. 10 to 1, extreme. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You would never use this on regular vocal tracks. It's way too extreme. 10 to 1 is considered a limiting ratio.
Okay. We will get into some other examples as well. Okay, we have another example here of dry vocals and then the vocals with the compressor being used.
The greatest epitome. My heinous delivery, the pain in my memory, inflame in my energy. It gave me the remedy encased in a soliloquy, a phase of humility which raised my ability. Virtue, chemistry, verbal artillery. Don't make it turn to semi, serve you artillery. Immerse you in misery, expose your femininity. Hit'll pull up your skirt, reveal your identity. Never lose a move, nervous or timidly. Encouraging my infantry, lay coverage on the enemy. Polar every day, flawless is my imagery. Try to figure me out, thoughts burn from the mystery. Keep it real, keep it moving, terms of my ministry. To the test of time, lines be infinity. Resurgence of infamy, superb in this industry. Rhymes written in stone, when I'm gone, y'all remember me.
And we have dry instrument. And then the CL1B being used. I want to point out how during these examples you can hear a sort of airy sound, but it's still smooth when they use this compressor. Dry guitar, another string. All right, and I have some other examples I do want to talk about. With these examples, these are other sound examples of vocals. And then we have some instruments down here. We have the bypass, and then we have the vocals with the CL1B being used.
So far down that you hit solid rock. One more lesson in the school of hard knocks. Let the music bring you up again.
And that by itself, you can hear it's very clear, very crisp.
So far down that you hit solid rock. One more lesson in the school of hard knocks. Let the music bring you up again.
You can hear more depth in the vocals, more of a warm feeling.
No, I never dreamed you'd leave in summer. But now I find myself all alone. No, I never.
Now off top you can hear the vocals being a little louder, more exaggerated.
Never dreamed you'd leave in summer. But now I find myself all alone.
You can hear you can hear the vocals come through much clearer. Vocals were already clear, but now they're smoother, more warm. Now the instruments, starting off with the guitar. You can definitely tell there's a clear difference. We're gonna play that again. You can definitely tell and hear the changes in the instrument using the compressor. You hear more depth in the acoustic guitar now using the compressor. You can hear a lot more low end, and you can hear how smooth and more warm it makes the instrument sound. And that is what you get using this compressor. It is a very good compressor for vocals and instruments. And you would be very lucky to have this compressor. We have gone through the introduction. I've shown you what we are dealing with this compressor, the purpose and what you use this compressor for. I've broken down the key controls of the compressor, the attack and the release, the threshold, and um the lever switch, the in and out lever switch, and also the attack and release select. This compressor is good for vocals and instruments. You can use this compressor to get more warmth, more depth in your sounds that you're trying to, change up a little bit. Definitely if you want to compress, if you want to, turn up the sound, this compressor is very good for that. And we've gone through examples and what the compressor sounds like being used on different things, different voices, different vocals, and different instruments. Well, some of the same instruments, but different sounds. And this covers everything about this compressor. I hope that I explained everything to the best of my ability. so that you could understand what this compressor is used for. Thank you.